Hey everybody, welcome to a new Let's Play of Satisfactory, as you can see here on screen. Oh man, this game is something that I've been addicted to for the last week since buying this, and I've been wanting to do a Let's Play world for y'all to enjoy and come along the ride with. And yeah, so let's just get right into it, and I'll get into more details as they become pertinent. Okay, so we need to make a new world. Let's play. Now, I don't know if it's going to ask me if I want to start at the tier 1 technology or what have you, basically skipping the onboarding. It might only be a single player thing, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to probably cut once this finishes loading. Here we go. Okay, so let's get into it and see if this does what I hope it does. Okay, it's not doing it. Well, whatever. We're in the game. So that really matters. So normally when you start the world, you have this whole drop pod situation. Actually, you know what? Hold on, let me check something. Alrighty, from a quick look-see-loo, it appears that servers naturally start you off at tier 2, which is whatever. But in any case, more or less the intro is just you landing on the planet. There's some funny dialogue from Ada, who will come into contact soon. Our handy-dandy little AI lady who's pretty much just as snarky as GLaDOS, I've often felt, but a lot nicer. Anyway, beyond that, you land, you get out of the pod, you're given some things, told to dismantle your ship that you came in, get some resources, and then you're told to build things. Like build your hub. But we already have the build hub quest now, but in the tutorial, it kind of builds it up gradually, and it's pretty quick in general, so it's not that big a deal. I know what I'm doing. I kind of wish I could have shown that off for the audience, but in any case, let's get into looking for some materials. And you may have noticed I've been picking up a lot of leaves and crap. That's because we're going to want biomass. And that will be our means of power for the immediate future. I guess I'm going over this way for the iron. So yeah, cool thing about this game is that you can just hold down the E button and run, and you pick up the leaves. Doesn't work so much for other materials or other items, although I think it might just be leaves and wood. Oh, and here we go. Big find already. 3 materials from drop ships, and these will come into play later on. Supercomputer. Wow, that's a good drop so early in the game. That will come into play till much later. Ooh, plates. Ooh, more plates. Oh, where's the drop pod? There we go. We're gonna get this hard drive out of there and won't be able to use it for a while.
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for future analysis, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
If you say so. Okay. Oh yeah, here's a good spot. I think this is a good spot. I was messing around with this biome earlier in a single player world for fun, and I believe this is where I was last time. Yep, there's the limestone up there. So we are laughing for materials here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's a copper node over there. You can kind of see it. And we'll get to that briefly. Alright. I'm just clearing out some more crap so we can get that hub going. Alright, so we start off. We got our buildables menu with Q, and we're gonna go hub. And I guess I'll put this. I want to put this as far inward as we can, without it being clipping, without being clipped by anything. That should do. We left click and it builds. All right, so like I was saying, oh god, I need to get rid of this. Like I said, like I was saying in the tutorial, I'm going off. You start off with like a bare bones frame and you build it up until it looks like this. We have biomass burners here on the back, our first means of power. So we come into this menu, right, and we have leaves, and we can chalk that in there, and it will start burning, but we don't want to turn that on just yet. I don't think it's gonna burn anything, but I'll just keep it on standby for the time being. Okay, so we got a little drone guy coming down here, and he's gonna send off things that we send up when we come over here and pick out milestones. So there's like 9 phases, or 9 tiers rather, and 4 phases. And like here's tier 0, for example. You got like your hub upgrade. You make all these things and you get all these unlocks. Kind of basic. So we want to get the foundations and the conveyor belts, or not conveyor belts, sorry, the mergers and the splitters for conveyors. More on that soon. Okay, so first we want to get base materials. So we're going to go with that. So now whenever we want to turn in resources, all we got to do is come over here and shift click everything in. And we almost had everything that we needed just from looting that one ship. So I'm going to go ahead and store things in here. Oh, and they also give us little miner dudes. I need my weapon. There we go. Put that in my hand. Okay. So these guys are pretty neat. You can come over here to an iron ore. And we gotta first break this down. There we go. So we put that down, and you can see he's mining away in a minute. Now I was told somewhere that you could put 2 down. Let's test that. Oh, you can. You can put down as many as you want. No kidding. But we're gonna need to take 2 of these, ideally. And we want to go on that copper ore for 1. Right, so yeah, now you can see it's mining some iron for us. That's gonna run, and then we are gonna want to grab the ore out of there. It's got a backlog. I think like 100 pieces or what have you. So I'm just gonna run over here. Which, by the way, you can slide jump in this game, which, oh my god, it's nice. Now, there are other means of moving faster, and I greatly look forward to unlocking them. A few of them are going to be late game stuff, so, it's going to be what it is. Okay, so let's take out our miner fella. And there we go. Oops, now they're going to mine for us. In the meanwhile, I think there's a limestone chunk nearby, actually. We don't have the scannable yet. I didn't mean to scan that. I think it's somewhere around here from memory. But might end up just having to get it later. It might be over here somewhere, actually. And yeah, you'll notice there are little gifts laying around. That is part of Fixmas, which I'm going to promptly ignore for the time being until I can get things going. There's really not a whole lot to the event, really. Sure, you might get a few resources here and there, but other than that, it's just fun, silly stuff. Ah, here we go. Limestone node detected. And I don't have another miner fella. I did end up putting 2 down on the copper, didn't I? Alright, no big deal. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of mining once this breaks. Come on. Alright. I'm gonna do a little bit of mining here, and then I'm gonna go look around for any pick-upables that we need. And I will be back in a few. All right, we're back, everybody. All right, so one thing about this game is that resources, such as how you see here, limestone, when it gives you that prompt, press E to start mining, that is what is known as an infinite source of material. You can mine and mine and mine from these things and they will never deplete. And so the cool thing about this is that I can hit the E button and tab, for example, and be able to keep mining without pressing the button. And there's another thing to this as well. It works the same way with crafting items. And we'll get to that in a minute here. I'm going to go ahead and grab all. I'm going to pick this up because ideally we'll be able to go to that other node that's nearby. And while that limestone is a pure node, I'll be coming back to that once we have the means to handle it via automation. And why am I talking like this? I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so let's get back over here to our hub and get to making some concrete. So it's probably going to take a little time, but I will see how long it takes here. All right, so we have our crafting bench, right? And there's a little button that you can like hold down with your mouse, or you can just hit spacebar once and it will mine forever, or at least until you run out of materials. Okay, so we only need about, oh, I think we have enough in just a few clicks. Okay, so now if I come over here, I've already turned in the iron plates and the iron rods, and now I need 142 concrete. So if I shift click these items in, base building ready to launch. So if I hit this, it's gonna send the drop pod, or the little drone fella, into the air.
New structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Thank you. Anyway, I'm going to need some of these resources. I'm taking them out here. Okay, so let's look at our milestone here. So the next thing would be the conveyor merger stuff. And actually, I want to get that soon. So yeah. Oh, and that's a big thing here, the map. Great for bookmarking and whatnot. Object scanner, big fan. And there's more stuff going on here. But let's get to automating the miners, actually. So with we unlock the foundations here. Now we can build these big old freaking platforms. Although we don't have the concrete. Yay. Let's see. Do you have anything for me? I wonder if I have the immediate resources to build a miner. Should be in production. Should be there. Need more concrete. Of course you do. Okay. I'm going to do some concrete making. And I've got about, I don't know, 700 concrete here. Or limestone, rather. So I'm going to get some concrete. And our ship is returning. That just means that we can send off more materials once we had them turned in. We can't really turn them in until the pod comes back. Okay, I think... I'm just thinking here. How much would the foundation be to make again? Looks like 5 per. I want to get a platform area down to construct my machinery on. And I should have broken the plants first. Yeah. I just had you. Okay. Oh, one more here. Okay. Oh, another one over here. Okay. That should be enough. Now, the cool thing about building is that not only can you grab a part to place down again, but you can see that I have in the middle of the screen, that little UI says build mode. It's currently set on Zoop. And what that means is I can click once, drag and drop, and it will go all the way across. Drag and drop, all the way across. And rinse, repeat. And yeah, I want to get a foundation down so I can put the machines down and be able to do things a whole lot better. Can I make the constructor? I need cable. Okay, so actually, let me get into covering that. I should have the copper. Maybe it's in the chest here. Okay, so do I not have the copper? Oh, there it is. I always confuse iron and the copper icons. Okay, so let's get some quick wire here. Now, thankfully, in this game, cables don't really need all that much. Just the cable, or just the wire themselves. Now, eventually, we'll need to do... Well, eventually, we'll have rubber production for other cables nonsense. I think, anyway. I could be misremembering. In any case, let's get the constructor. And let's get this lined up here. So, thankfully, you can snap a machine to a grid using the H button. And can nudge it around. And then once you're happy with its placement, you click. Okay, so let's get some power going. And we don't have... We're gonna need more wire. Alright. Let me get the wire for this pole and cable. And then we'll... I might do a cut. Let's see where I am. I want to get like some resources going to make the crafting and all that nonsense a lot better. And what do you mean I don't have wire? Did I not? Oh, my cable, I'm dumb. Well, it's okay. I'm gonna need that wire, that cable anyway. Okay, let's get that wire. Okay. Back over here, constructor. No, wait, I need the pole rather. Let's put that right there. Okay, so now we have a pole, right? A power pole. And we have a machine that has the red light there. That means that has no power or can't function for some other reason. And here we have the biomass burner. So what we're going to do is we're going to click with the power cable, attach it to here, do the same here. Now, unfortunately, that takes up 2 of our 4 slots on these poles, but we can always add more poles. I just ran out of concrete. All right, so let's get that constructor set up. And let's get, leaves are in there. Oh, we're all good to go. Okay, let's get those going. Now, the great thing about the biomass burners is I just kind of was reminded about this. They don't burn power unless there is a thing to be doing, which is great. Okay, so let's come over here. We'll drop the limestone in there. Now, do I have enough for a storage bin? I do. Okay, so you can see here on the machine on the left, we have the output, noted by the green arrows, and then my storage container that I'm about to put down has the orange for the input. All right, so now we want to add conveyors to move items to and from. Well, in this case, just 2, or from and to. So you click and click, and now these conveyors will start moving the items into our bin here. Isn't that great? Now, normally you'd be able to pipe items in here, but I don't have the room to do so unless... No, it doesn't appear I do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more concrete here. We'll come back. Let's see, actually, production... Yeah, so concrete is going to be big for the miner here. And the smelter. Do I have... Okay, good. I can make a biomass burner, which the one that we can craft has 10 more megawatts of throughput. So I might be adding those. And like, I was thinking about this. Adding the biomass burners like above the hub or above... Yeah, above the hub. So they can just kind of bring power down or what have you. But yeah, Oh, I never knew there was this wheel. Little animations. Anyway, I'm going to pause here and I will be back in a few. Okie dokie. I'm back for the time. So I went ahead and I expanded our platform out a bit. I also made a platform over here, and I did not mean to build that one right there. Anyway, so this over here is a iron node, and we're going to be putting a miner down there. Additionally, I made a little staircase up to the limestone that is just outside of our little area. Got my little miners, my little miner guys here. We're going to grab some of those materials and come on down. So, the thing I like about this game is that you can pretty much use foundations to get where you need to go. In the foundations, we have the flat squares and the ramps, which are nice to get to high places and whatnot. Okay, so we are going to want to get some copper. I know we have some copper. But we also want to get the portable miner going so that we can get the actual miner. And I don't think we have made the crafting, not that, the equipment workshop. And we will want this, so I'm going to put that. Oh, can't go there. I'm just going to put it right there. This is where we're going to be making a lot of different things. But we're going to want to be making the portable miners, so we're going to want to make a couple of these, really. I think 4 will do. I think it's 2 per for the miners. Let's see, production. There you are. So yes. Oh no, it's only 1 for the Mark 1s. Okay, so let's go over here and we put this down right there. And the miner doesn't really give a care if it's clipping in anything, but it doesn't even seem to be doing that anyway. Kind of. Anyway, so now this will generate 120 iron ore for us each minute, but we do need to give it power. So let's see about dragging a telephone pole out over here. And we hook it on up, and now it's going to run. Now it doesn't have anywhere to put the things, so let's go ahead and fix that. Make that straight. Alright, so now we have a big old conveyor belt, and it's going to send materials outward. So let's go ahead and organize this and add a storage bin to the output. Unfortunately, we don't have the iron plates. Alright, so let's... we don't even grab any more iron, really. Just gonna run over to our smelter. And actually, you know what? While I'm doing this, anyway, I may as well and get the smelter going. And then feed those outputs into the storage bin. Okay. So let's see. Another cool thing about this is that you can add items to a to-do list. Right here you can see the little plus sign. You can even add them in stacks of 10. Or you can go over here and edit it in place. But for the time being, we're going to want to get... Let's see, there's a smelter on there and the biomass burner. And then we're going to want that. So we're going to need, as you can see, 25 iron plates and 33 copper wire. So in that vein, we're gonna get some copper wire going. And yeah, let me go ahead and get the parts made here. And we'll set it on down and get to crafting. Or get to producing. And then probably do the same thing with the copper vein, which is not that far away from us. So we need 18 more plates. Oh, I still have a biomass burner on there, so we probably need, less materials, but yeah, it is what it is. So let's grab them some plates. Not as a efficient recipe, 3 to 2, but I imagine the smelter would be a lot better in the end. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the bin here on the end, and just of note, when you do delete a conveyor belt like that, typically the items will pop into your inventory. So there's no real need to worry about it. And am I going to be able to do this the way I want? You know what? Let's do this in reverse. Let's put that down. And then we're going to want smelter. So we can lock that in place with H. We're going to come over here and we're going to get this lined up. Why aren't you lining up? Yeah, sometimes it likes to be a little pain in the butt. There we go. I think that's lined up. Hey, there we go. Cool. So now we want to get the container. Lock that in place. Nudge up. Okay, keep it there then. Something about it I don't like. I'm not sure what. Okay, so let's... Oops, slow. Nope, that's not even a machine to power. That one is. It should... Is that connected? Yeah, I guess it is. Okay. Come over here, turn that to iron ingot, and that will start spitting out the ore. Or the ingots now. In the same vein, do we have enough to make another miner? Yes. No. We need concrete. Okay. Now, in due time, we'll be able to unlock an ability to have items stored, like in a easily accessible manner. And we'll probably be building systems that will keep those items stocked, so that whenever we're out in the world, or anywhere for that matter, we'll be able to say, oh, okay, I want this, and the game will be able to give us that thing. Now this is going to be a little bit of pain in the ass, because I'm going to drag telephone poles all the way out here. That being said, there really isn't that much of a loss. There's no cable lossy factor or anything like that. If anything, it'd just be more resources than normally would like to spend. Early game, I guess. Anyway. Okay. Do we have enough materials for a smelter? Kind of do. Yeah, it should be fine. Sometimes it does not want to behave. Oh my god. I mean, we're gonna have to... how much power this... Or how much... Yeah, 120 a minute. So if I put this down for a minute, it's gonna want to craft 30 a minute. But at this point in the game, we're really not too concerned about power. I mean, we are concerned. We're not concerned about speed as much. That being said, I think I need to get more resources. Looks like I'm needing iron plates and more concrete wouldn't hurt. Let's pop back over to the main hub and we'll get some resources going. Now, I did knock out those two machines I had earlier here that will storage and the constructor. Because I'd say it's not that big a deal right now. Okay. So I'm going to get some materials here. We're going to want to ideally automate the iron plates we're getting. We're going to want screws. We're going to want iron ingots that we're getting. Automate plates, ingots, and then screws. Screws are going to require 2 constructors. One to make the rods and another to make the screws. So I'm thinking I make 2 constructors making rods and split one of them into the screws. However, to do any amount of splitting, we're going to have to do the milestone. So maybe I chase after that. Okay, so let me go ahead and get these materials and I'll come back when that's all done. Alright, we're back everybody. Alright, so I took a break between last I recorded and now, but let's get this episode wrapped up, shall we? Alright, so you can see here I have all the items ready to turn in. All we gotta do is launch the rocket again.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in, visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Okay, so that was that. So the next steps, if I can get over to the pod quickly. There's the field research, which I do want to get into. And, oh yeah, there's an obstacle clearing. We get a chainsaw. A lot of other parts to automate. But, I was thinking here. I should probably get into this. So let's get that started. Now, what I might do here, I'm going to get... I'm just thinking how I want to automate this. I mean, everything's going to be temporary in the early game, but I need copper ingots. I need them to be turned into wire. I need iron ore to be turned into bars, to be turned into screws, which is going to be another machine for the rods. So let me do this. If I wanted to get, let's say, production 6 smelters, because I want to have like 3 handling copper, 3 handling iron in a split fashion. That doesn't seem to be all that much. But then I'm also going to need some conveyors, so we'll do like 20 or so. I'm going to need probably 3 of each of these. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to go get these parts made up. Then I'm going to construct something simple to mass produce some materials. Okay, back in a few. All right, everybody, we're back. And I kind of went a little overboard. So let's get into what I did. So you can see we've got quite a bit of machines here. We've got 3 smelters right here. We got another 3 over here, and that's going to be handling copper. These 3 over here are going to be handling iron, right? And they are going to spit out their inventories up this little elevator, merge, and come down over here, right? And then they're going to come to this splitter, or actually a merger. Actually, I think this is a splitter. So yeah, it will come into here. It's going to split some load into there. Over here, split some load into there, and rinse and repeat. So these are the constructors. These are going to be what are responsible for crafting the item. So you see here, ingot, plates, come over here, ingot, rod, and same thing over here, ingot and rod. However, there's another machine in front of it, rod, screws. And all of these machines will output into their own respective storage bin. And same thing over here. Oh, I didn't set these up yet, but these are going to smelt the copper. Right? And they're going to come over here, get merged, and then split. And we got wire. And then over here, also wire. Then that wire is going to get turned into cable. And they will all be spat into their respective storage bin. So I don't know how much power this is all going to use. It could well be over 20 or 30. I think these are about 4, so that's 24. And there's probably like 5 or 6 machines more. So about 44 roughly, about 40 or 50 megawatts. For that reason, I did make some biomass burners over here. These are the dedicated units, and they provide 30 megawatts. So let's go ahead and get some items put into... do I even have... Oh, I do have some ore. So this should be the iron, right? So I'm going to say... spit you in there. And they're going to come out. Go into the machines. They're going to fire up. There we go. They're going to come over here. Yeah, check. Waiting for that machine to spit out. Yep, everything looks good. And they're going to split into their respective machines. And those... Is that getting... Okay, yeah, it's getting ingot. It's just taking a while. And then they're going to come out here. We got rods. We got screws. We got plates. Awesome. So as long as we have power, and as long as we give it ore, they're all going to come into these machines and spit into our chests. So herein lies the problem. We got a copper vein over here, and the iron vein over here. So I don't feel like tearing it down again. So I'm probably just going to like swap. So have the iron come around here and go towards... Oh yeah, this right here, this input. And then the copper will come around and go the other way. Now, do we have... Okay, we don't have the stackable yet. So I'll probably just use like conveyor lifts or something. I wonder if... Yeah, I might do something like this where I have, say, like one here. And it goes that way. And then like... like that or something. Although that won't be right there precisely. It'll be one over there and one over here. I'll figure it out. Okay, so I don't have a storage bin for the copper. So I'm just going to split it by clicking on these items. Right clicking. We're going to put you in there. We're going to put you in there. And we're going to put you in there. Now, it's a great thing that they have the relevant items thing up here. So that way you can always figure out what needs to go into a specific machine. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So that's going to come into here. It's going to get some wire going. And then that's wire on the other side. Oh, I figured we were going to have an issue with power. Did I give it the other one any power or any items? Doesn't appear to be that way. Okay. I will have to get more... Really? Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to get more leaves and crap. Actually, let me just get that. Split you. Oops. Split you. Split you. That should be 60 megawatts. We are consuming about 40, mid 40s. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go do some gathering. At the same time, though, I want to rush into the solid biofuel so we don't have to feed it as much. So I'm probably gonna swap here. I don't think I need much in terms of the chainsaw. Let me see here. I might need this first tier here. But at the same time, I don't think so. Let me double check here. All right, I think I am going to need this, the assembler, because we are going to need a machine. Well, no. I believe the reinforced iron plates that we actually have a crap ton of, they can be made in the crafting bench. So yeah, that's not a big deal. So then, if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and rush the obstacle clearing so we can make biofuel, which the solid biofuel is, well, actually, you can either use leaves or wood, but those two items can get turned into biomass, which then become the solid biofuel. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going first, just so we can get power going, or better power going. But you know what? I think this is going to be a good stopping point for this episode. So I will be back in the next episode. I will be going around and picking up some leaves in the meantime to get some more power. And hopefully by then I'll be able to get everything I need. Now the concrete, it shouldn't be a big deal. I'll eventually get a miner going and do some sort of smelting and then maybe send the items down this way. But yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy this Let's Play. I hope this episode was enjoyable. And yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Ta-ta for now.